This is the B3RN
and B3RN HD1 Los Angeles.
The B3 Radio Network. In a world where car companies are numbered in the hundreds, Chevrolet, Pontiac, Honda, Mitsubishi, Kawasaki, GMC, Lotus, Toyota, Acura, BMW, Lexus, Motors. You need to know the facts, the latest information for everything about cars, trucks, motorcycles, and ATVs. This is Speed.
Welcome back to Speed, only on the B3 Radio Network, Southern California's only internet talk station. Don't forget to call us at 626-532-7154. That's 626-532-7154. Or email us at speedradiob3@yahoo.com. I am Bron Bombarios, and behind the boards, Boone Charm, we got Lauren. Having problems there, saying hi?
A little tired, yeah.
Don't forget to check out the website at b3radionetwork.webs.com. And today's show, we have other great stories. The one thing I wanted to do was that Volvo actually is spending some big bucks today.
Volvo?
Volvo. Now, Volvo hasn't been in the news per se too much lately.
Well, it hasn't been good or bad news, so...
Yeah, but they really haven't been in the news at all, which is not a good thing, I would say it's more of a bad thing. I mean, there's that old saying, bad press or good press, it's press, so it's good, you know what I mean?
No news is bad news.
Yeah, there we go. That is too. So, but Volvo is spending $11 billion on a new product development.
Oh.
Now, that's some serious cashola.
That's a really big investment into something.
Now, this is what's you have to think is that Volvo at one point used to be, I'm not sure if it was fully owned, but I know they had some kind of partnership with Ford. Do you remember that era?
I think so, maybe.
It's vaguely for me, but I know I'm correct. Where Volvo had some kind of partnership with Ford, and now I'm sure if Ford ended the partnership, if they just sold it off, or through stocks they got rid of it. I'm not exactly sure how all that went down.
But they're not a part of it anymore.
No, yeah, Ford has. I'm not sure if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but Ford has no longer any involvement with Volvo.
Well, for me, if Ford wasn't in the picture, I'd consider that a good thing.
Yeah. But now under the ownership, I'm not sure if this is any better, though, because right now Volvo is under the ownership of a Chinese automaker, Geely.
What?
Geely. I don't know how to pronounce that, so I'm just going with Geely. Never heard of them. I've never heard of any other brand or maker. I don't even know if they make toasters. I have no idea what they do, but they're under Chinese rule automaker. I'm not saying that the Chinese can't build a car, but I wouldn't buy one.
I wouldn't buy one from a company that I never heard of.
Yeah, that too.
Because I know Mitsubishi makes, appliances as well as cars.
That's why I don't really entirely trust Mitsubishi.
That's what I'm saying.
If they make a TV and they make a car,
That's what I'm saying. I'd be iffy about getting one, but...
Yeah, I mean, look at Toyota.
I wouldn't mind trying it out.
Yeah, look at Toyota or GM. They don't make toasters or, microwaves. They only make cars. So... You would figure, right, if you're spending all your money and research and development into one product, that it might be a better product than another company that makes TVs and makes cars, which really don't have any two relations together unless you're
about the entertainment system.
I get, yeah, but then you're dealing with stereos. Which would be funny if Pioneer started making cars and they put Pioneer stereos in cars, but that's a different story. But anyway, What's happening with Volvo is that they're about to spend $11 billion in the coming years to help meet the ambitious goals of doubling sales in the next 10 years. Volvo has been vocal about its future plans, which include employing new four-cylinder engines with a flywheel-based hybrid system and a lightweight construction under the new car. So they pretty much want to dominate in the world of carbon fibers and
pretty much lightweight cars.
Yeah, they want to use the lightweight bodies, thinner sheet metal, but use stronger materials on the inside. Pretty much using the metals as just a shell. It's just for looks. No longer a safety concern because the inside would be more durable, high-tech, ugly-looking.
Pretty much the internal bubble would be the safe zone.
Yeah. and the outside only looks like a conventional car. I know for a while the Volvos looked hideous. Volvos have never looked nice in my opinion, especially in the 80s.
No.
Oh my God, what was wrong with Volvos? It's like Volvos were on crack in the 80s.
Well, hold on. I just got a quick question that's been sticking in my mind for about a couple minutes now. They're trying to double sales within 10 years.
And what you might want to know is that attempting to sell 800,000 units globally by the year 2012 is what they want to do. So that leads me to believe that as of right now, if 800,000 units is their goal, that means right now they're not even selling 500,000 vehicles in a year, which is a lousy, in the comparison. It might be a good car company, and maybe they're for the profit margin, maybe they're doing okay. You know what I mean? When they sell a car, they make enough money back to say we're making a profit. But in the grand scheme of Toyota or General Motors or Ford or Chrysler, or Honda or Nissan, the big, huge car companies that have global power, they pretty much dominate in the car making and authority. You know, they are cars. Especially with Toyota and GM pretty much being neck and neck as the world's. Oh, and I should say I always forget about them because they're not either one of the two that I'm always either for or against. Is the one that was claiming to be number one a while ago. No, it wasn't Volvo. What was the other one?
VW.
Volkswagen. Those conglomerates of vehicles are the dominant ones, and they sell,
Millions.
Millions. I'm not exactly. I can't give a number right now, but they sell
at least a million, a couple million worldwide.
Yeah,
but Volvo's.
800,000 could just be the Silverado, the Chevy Silverado. I mean,
wow.
What I mean. They have high numbers like that.
Yeah, but Volvo's trying to get that all together.
Yeah, with all of their vehicles. That's a really small car. I thought Volvo was a lot bigger than that, to be honest.
Maybe.
But $11 billion is what they want to invest in. Plus, $11 billion for only a car company that makes less than $500,000. That doesn't seem really worth it, doesn't it?
That's what I'm saying. That's a pretty big investment,
Volvo,
man.
in my opinion, was never a car company that made high-end luxury cars. I know Volvo's main thing. You know how every car company has had a niche. When Pontiac used to be around, that was GM's sports division. Chevrolet has always been GM's value division, hence the badge, which is a plus sign. That's what it's supposed to mean. It's value. Toyota is supposed to be, innovation, stuff like that. Or, and then, every car company has its thing. But Volvo has always been safety. That's its always thing, which leads me to believe why they've looked so hideous in the last 20 years. Have you noticed that? Volvos are not the most attractive looking cars on the road.
But most durable so far, at least.
Yeah, I will say that you don't really see them too often anymore. At least in Los Angeles, maybe because they've already been wrecked. But you don't see them out on the roads anymore with the other cars. But their reputation for surviving or durability in a crash is pretty good. They're meant to take a beating, but that's because the passenger number of death or injury in a Volvo is lower than other brands, but because I've heard they're meant to be pretty much destructible on impact. The car is designed to crumble on itself when it's in an impact in order to save the passenger. So it's an on-off switch. You'll be fine, but your car will be totaled.
Well, I guess if you live to tell the tale, I guess you're fine with it.
I guess, but I'd rather have a sore ankle and I can still fix the car than having to buy another one. At least that's my thing. But yeah, $11 billion. $11 billion, that's not million. It'd be with a billion.
That's what I'm saying, though. That's a pretty huge investment in trying to...
Parts of Volvo's plan of the investment will go toward securing a greater slice of the Chinese market. I guess they want to sell more cars in China, where the auto maker...
So they're giving up over here in the
No, they just want to grow the portfolio in China more.
Oh, okay.
But I know right now China, last year, Buick... Out of all car companies that you would think, Buick was selling a ton of cars in China. Just they couldn't keep up with demand. The Chinese were just loving Buick.
Buick.
Yeah, it would be the last car company you think Chinese would be interested in.
I was thinking maybe Toyota, but Buick?
Yeah, Buick with the LaCrosse and the new Regal, they were just loving those cars.
Whatever gets their cake, I guess.
Yeah, and the automaker wants to quadruple sales to 200,000 from right now in China. As of right now, they're only selling 47,000 vehicles for the 2011 model years.
Ooh.
in China. Not a very good number, but I guess for China, which is a huge place, but I don't know how much of a percentage actually buy cars, because I know that's a very motorcycle, bicycle, foot oriented. Also, China isn't like the U.S. where majority of people have money. I know China is more of a poverty place, and that's
not dissing them, no.
No. But I'm just saying that more or less they are not a country that needs a car either. I don't think.
Well, then again, might as well get your exercise on the bike.
Yeah, that too. But that's what they hope to do. Is that Geely or I don't know how to say that car company that owns Volvo, which is, I don't know, that troubles me that Volvo is owned by such a car company like that.
Well, like I said though, I wouldn't trust the company that I never heard of. I'd rather even Mitsubishi I'd go with, because I've heard of them. But
yeah, I mean, I guess if you can make a toaster, you can hopefully make a car, correct?
No, but I'm saying, you know what I mean though, right? If a company that I actually know of, I'd rather go with than something that's completely out of the blue.
Oh, yeah. I totally understand that. In a lot of cases, especially when you're spending a good $30,000 on a car, you want branding and knowledge. You don't want to buy something
that's like, oh, it might be good.
Yeah, like, called an Echo or a Geo. Oops. This is Speed. We'll be right back. This is Speed only on the B3 Radio Network. Never mind. We'll be right back. This is Speed on the B3 Radio Network, Southern California's only internet talk station. Welcome back to Speed here, only on the B3 Radio Network, Southern California's internet talk station. Go ahead and check out our website at b3radionetwork.webs.com for all the latest info and pictures that we show on the show right there on the show notes on Speed. Honda in the news again, not for recalls this time, but their sales, they claim not satisfactory. U.S. CEO says that it's still recovering from inventory issues from over a year ago's tsunami that hit Japan.
It's finally getting them to them now?
No. It has been.
Oh,
that's the problem. It's not going
just
away. The sales of the Honda Accord in March proved not good for Honda's U.S. CEO. Now, this is just mainly the U.S. portion that they're concerned about, but the automaker still says that the inventory disruption problems following the earthquake tsunami that hit Japan over a year ago. I think it hit Japan last March. So it's about a year and a month. So about 13 months. The market has suffered in that sense. Toyota and Nissan were the other car companies, correct? Was it Nissan? It was Toyota, Honda.
It was Toyota, Honda, and I think maybe Nissan, yeah.
Yeah.
But they actually did pretty good.
Yeah, but I think because they have a smaller layout than Honda, or maybe Honda had plants that got hit.
Or Honda got the short end of the stick.
I know Toyota did. Toyota had more plants destroyed than any other automaker.
But like I said, though, they came back, though. So.
They're still not there. But
most of it came back over here.
But you do have to remember that Honda's sales have been slipping beyond just the earthquake thing anyway. Because of reliabilities and other issues. Honda has kind of left that grade mark that they once were.
But then again, if you're looking at a company that has their own recall website...
Yeah. In the midsize family sedan class, the Accord has slipped to third place behind the Nissan Altima. According to sales, decreased by almost 4,700 units last month compared to March. Get this. So, in March, they sold 26,000 units, pretty much. This last time they sold. That's right. In March, they sold 26,000 units, but a month before that, they were able to sell 4,700 more than that. So they were able to make it up to about, what would that be, almost 30,000, and it dropped to almost 25, almost. Eesh. And so the right now the two cars that have it outsold by a significant margin, as you look at the numbers, the 2012 Toyota Camry,
of course,
yeah, who wouldn't argue with that, and the Nissan Altima.
Yeah, well,
for its class point,
it's pretty good.
Yeah. Respectively, 42,000 and 41,000 compared to 26,000. Honda isn't even close. I mean, they're more than a little. They're
almost halfway down.
Almost halfway down. That's not good for the automaker. And there's no word of the increased demand. I mean, the demand just isn't there right now either. I mean, there is demand to a certain point, but the
not-
Ultima and I think what the problem is that personally, I think that Honda hasn't revised their entertainment systems or the interior as well.
Oh, so their whole lineup is out of date.
I would say out of date more than Toyota and out of more than the
then
Nissan.
yeah.
I think for the you have to remember the price point. What that car is demographic is aiming toward. I think out of those three, Toyota, Nissan, and Honda, I think Honda is on the lower end of that stick. And I think that's what's hurting them. Plus, the major thing that they're claiming is the Japan disaster, which I don't see any reason why it wouldn't. And you're just giving them a hard time.
I know.
But the other problem is that.
But damn, though, they're down by that much.
Yeah, that's not good for a mid-sized class category from the import section like that. That's not good.
They gotta like I said, I think they're just out of date.
Yeah, I think I know their GPS system. It looks like it's from 1998.
So my phone would do better than that.
Google Maps looks awesome compared to their in-dash GPS system, and it's slow too. That's
so
awful.
like I said though, my phone will do better.
Yeah, your phone when you drop it in the pool will do better than the one that's in the Honda.
Wow.
And you had that fried out battery on your phone a while ago. That one in the pool with that, yeah, it would run better than the one in the Honda. Other bad news too is, yes, there are recalls again in the news, and this is for.
I want to celebrate it, but I don't want to celebrate.
I don't want to celebrate this one because this one's for an American automaker,
Ooh.
and this is with the Jeep Compass, Patriot fuel tanks, and Chrysler's minivans wheel hubs. Now, here's the problem. It says that the 2012 Jeep Compass and Patriot. The problem is that the rollover values, not that they roll over, but the value as in money sense, and the Jeep Compass and the Patriot fuel tanks may have been damaged during installation. So this is the rollover is what I'm talking about. It's not the money thing either. It's it's sort of like a cage thing that keeps the tank from falling off kind of thing. It may have been damaged during installation. So if that fuel tank, it could leak in a crash and a rollover accident, which could turn and lead to a fire. So if the vehicle accidentally rolled over or crashed, the tank could dislodge, fuel could leak, and if there's a spark or any source of heat, boom, car catches on fire or could explode. So that's the problem.
So for those of you who own those two Jeeps, don't go off-roading for a while.
Yeah, or if you do, don't hit a rock.
Yes.
Yeah, don't gash it. The fix is that starting in June, I don't understand. Why do these car companies take so long to notify people? But anyway, in June, Jeep will launch a recall program to examine and replace the fuel tank valves for free.
Well, I think I have a thought of why it takes so long, but I don't know if that's for sure. I think they take that long is because they have to make the parts first, and then they do the fix.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure they want to make sure that one fix is the only fix. They don't want to have to go, oh, well, our fix kind of messed up something else.
Yeah, so that's why I'm pretty sure that's
and it
probably
didn't fix a major thing that we needed to fix. Yeah, that probably wouldn't look good. The number of vehicles potentially affected by that are 1,600 Jeep Compasses and Patriot crossovers, all built in the 2012 model year. So if you have a 2012 Jeep Patriot and or Compass crossovers, you might be potentially affected. So go ahead and go to your dealership and notify them, or maybe they'll notify you in June when it's probably too late. The 2012 Dodge Grand Caravan and the 2012 Chrysler Town & Country, pretty much the same vehicle, just one's a Chrysler and one's a Dodge. Here's the problem for those vehicles is that for some of the vehicles, the right rear wheel bearing hubs in the Dodge Grand Caravan,
so
or the
passenger side, right?
Yes, the passenger side and the back wheel hub, and that's what makes a tire spin freely with the ball bearings. The country minivans were not properly machined, which could reduce their useful life. This could lead to permanent rear wheel separation and in turn a crash. So you're pretty much having the metal inside that hub grinding against each other, which pretty much just eats away at the hub, and that could just pretty much, not literally, but you know what I mean, figuratively, that wheel just pops off and you can get into an accident or kill somebody, or either, down the line when you're trying to sell the vehicle, that could be just a problem and then you got to fix it. So that's the recall, and the fix is that Chrysler and Dodge will replace the hub in the Grand Caravan and the Town & Country free of charge. The recall will begin in April. Thank you. At least it's in the same month. We'll be getting notifications of that to dealers and customers. And the number of vehicles affected, it's a good number. It's only 289 vehicles.
Oh,
so
well,
that's yeah, and it's only for the 2012, so only a handful of vehicles. So it must have just been a bad batch of bearings that must have been damaged. And our last story for this episode is a nice one. Lexus isn't too much in the news, at least we don't bring them up here, but it is an IIHS, which is the Institute for Insurance Highway Safety, which is pretty much the independent crash test company besides the federal government here in the United States. It's where AAA, what's the other? Geico, State Farm, all those insurance companies that insure cars get together. They built this plant and they go, okay, we know the federal government has certain standards for crash test ratings, but let's go ahead and do it above and beyond. And let's do crash tests more realistic of what's actually on the roads. Because the federal government does certain crash test limits, which are good, you need them, but these insurance companies take it one step beyond. And so they go ahead and do other tests like, if you roll over, how much does the roof cave in, if it does at all? And the top safety pick for an event like that, if you get hit by a truck and then your roof caves in or something, is a Lexus GS. The 2013 Lexus GS sedan is a top safety pick for the Insurance Institute for Highway Safety, and it says that it qualifies as the top score for front, side, rollover, and rear crash testing rating. So it's pretty much the safest car out there right now you can get.
Oh, wow.
So if you get hit from behind, the front, a rollover, you're pretty much well protected.
Oh, wow.
And I mean, you know what the funny thing is that Volvo has always been the leader in safety, but I've never heard them getting one award for safety.
That is true.
I mean,
then again, Lexus either, because I mean, I know they get like some awards, but not for top safety.
Yeah, I think it's just more or less that they just I don't want to say they got lucky, but they probably worked pretty hard to get this vehicle up there, and
they went smart.
Yeah, they probably did. I mean, it is a nice looking vehicle, the interior and the exterior. And again, if you want to see pictures, visit b3radionetwork.webs.com and click the show notes on Speed's page.
Oh, nice.
And there's the Lexus. I am Brian Bombarios, and behind the boards, Boontar and McGavra Horn.
Nope.
Don't forget to call us anytime you want at 626-532-7154. Email us at speedradiob3@yahoo.com. We'll see you next week. This is Speed only on the B3 Radio Network, Southern California's Internet Talk Station.